The third type of attack on elections in the United States, as defined by OSET, is called subversion. Now, again, I want to point out that we have taken the structure that OSET provided, as well as from the Brennan Center, and we have applied that logic to domestic actors as well. Now, this is really an important point to make, and so I'm just going to read the definition of subversion from OSET itself. They say that subversion is the most dangerous and insidious type of attack. This type of attack utilizes digital weapons to infect, disable, or otherwise disrupt the actual digital machinery of voting administration, in the worst case without immediate detection. The classic case, and the one most concerning, is the potential altering of vote tallies and tabulation. Type 3, or subversion attacks, will unlikely occur effectively at the balloting device, but rather target tabulation and tally equipment. The key here is that a subversion attack has a high cost and a low payoff. If we want to look at a low-tech version of a subversion attack, we can look at North Carolina's 9th Congressional District election, where the absentee mail-in ballots were collected and fraudulently filled out and submitted by a political actor for the Dan McCready campaign. Now, that was subversion, not through any technical means, but by changing the actual votes on the ballots and therefore the votes that were tallied. The high cost is that several members of the people who participated in that campaign are in jail and have prison sentences, while the person who won the election using that strategy had the election overturned. The low payoff is that it requires a lot of investment and is only an applicable strategy if an election is known to be very close or if there is a small election. Otherwise, the strategy will be likely discovered. Now, for subversion, there are both in-house or malicious outsider attacks. And the most famous attack model for subversion is on a voting machine itself. There are several types of voting machines. When people hear voting machine, they think of the touch screen or actual voting machine that they interact with that creates or prints a ballot. But the machine that counts the ballot, either counts the hand-marked paper ballot or the ballot that is printed by a ballot marking device called a tabulator, is the most likely machine that will be attacked. There's also the EMS, which is the election management system, which is sort of the brain of an entire county's election infrastructure. And the last type of attack is a supply chain attack. Computers are built, and if some sort of interference, malicious code, altered physical equipment is introduced into the manufacturing process, that can potentially ultimately lead to a subversive attack on the machine itself. There are open debates on the effectiveness of an attack on a ballot marking device, but it is known that the attack would have to be extremely sophisticated. It is also known that some foreign actors are capable of such an extreme attack. Subversion is a powerful form of attack, but can also be combined with the previous forms of disruption and defamation. There are concerns, as reported in the Senate Intelligence Committee report on Russian interference in 2016, that a possible attack in 2020 or in future years is that an adversary could simply introduce the possibility via a video of them hacking a machine that they could have subversively attacked an election, even if they had not, and spread that fear through disinformation. So each of these attack models interact with each other and blend into each other, but it's just a tool for understanding the kinds of things that the state and the country face in running secure elections. Subversive attacks are countered by the proper execution of audits on elections. And North Carolina, for example, carries out several audits and are introducing new audit procedures to be in effect for November 2020 and will be piloted for the primary on March 3rd.